सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्वी नावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै शांति शांति शांति। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Good morning, Shubhodayam, Guten Morgen, Boju. అందరూ బ్రేక్ఫాస్ట్ చేశారా? వాయిస్ ఏం రావట్లేదు. స్పోకెన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆర్ బెటర్. దే ఫుల్లీ ఓపెన్ దేర్ వాయిసెస్. ద హోల్ this hall would get reverberated with that chant. Okay, don't feel shy. It's a very powerful and very potent prayer. Asatoma Sadgamaya. Oh Lord, lead us from the Asat to Sat. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from ignorance to knowledge. Mrityoma Amritangamaya. Lead us from death to immortality. That's our ultimate aspiration, in fact. That is our ultimate objective. We all want happiness. We all want peace. What kind of happiness and peace? Eternal happiness and eternal peace that you can have only when you know the truth, not before. The world offers only a little peace, a little joy, not complete joy, joy for eternity. So now please see page number 35 in your prayer book. Today also we will continue with the same topic, concentration. The first quote on the page: the world is ready to give up its secrets if you only know how to give it the necessary blow. The strength and force of the blow come through concentration. There is no limit to the power of the human mind. The more concentrated it is, the more power is brought to bear on one point, that is the secret. So there is no limit to the power of the human mind. The more focused you are, the more powerful you are. So today, across the globe, the biggest problem is attention deficiency. As yesterday I mentioned, to acquire any skill, to acquire any knowledge, we have only one instrument, that is the mind. How focused it is, how one-pointed it is, and that depends how quickly you gain the skill or knowledge. In the Mahabharata, you all know the story of Ekalavya, right? You heard Ekalavya's name, right? Yes. Ekalavya, he was the son of Hiranyadhanva. He had a desire to learn archery. He was looking for a guru. He had gone to Drona and requested him, "Sir, I am interested to learn archery. Please teach me." By then, Drona was actually engaged by the Kuru family, and he was teaching the Pandavas and the Kauravas. He said, I can teach you along with these people because they're all princes. You are a Nishada, you are a tribesman, you are a forest man. So I can't teach you along with them, so I'm sorry. Drona rejected him. So what Ekalavya did, he fell prostrate before him. He did a sastanga pranam. He took the dust of his feet, he sprinkled it on his head and went back to the forest. There actually erected the Mrunmaya, the image of Drona made of clay image of Drona. Every day he would get up in the morning and he would prostrate before Drona's image and would start practicing archery. So he practiced and he became such an expert in archery that unparalleled skill he had acquired. One day the Pandavas actually went into the forest on a hunting expedition along with their hounds, hunting dogs. So because in those days when they would go to forest, they would beat drums and other things because wild animals would be there to scare them away. Trumpeting about, so much would be there, noise they would create. So some of these gods actually frightened the dogs, and one dog actually went astray. It just actually left the flock and it went to some other direction, and there actually it found Ekalavya. He was practicing his archery with full focus and attention. He went to Ekalavya's hermitage and started barking at him. Then Ekalavya shot his arrows, 7 arrows. On its face, he shot the arrows in such a way, like, you can say he drew a diagram kind of thing. So little only, it did not pierce into the very face of the dog, it just landed on dog's face, 7 arrows. And little blood only came out, like 7 red flowers. You know what kind of appearance you would get when you put 7 red flowers on your face, like that he just arranged the arrows as it were, he shot them. And then the dog went back afterwards in search of, the Pandavas, and ultimately it found them. And they were surprised to see 7 arrows so nicely arranged on the face of the dog. Who could do this? It's an extraordinary feat. So then just followed the steps of the dog, and dog brought them back to Ekalavya. He was practicing archery, then they asked him. They saw a tall man, a serene man, a tall man, a dark complexioned man, Ekalavya, son of Hiranyadhanva, Nishada. So then they asked him, from where did you learn this archery? Ekalavya said, Dronacharya taught me. So the Pandavas were surprised, they were taken aback. Dronacharya, when did he teach? Oh, maybe before he became our teacher, he might have taught. They went back, but everybody was there, forgot. But Arjuna, the pain of him, because of jealousy, in a way. Well, here is somebody who excels me in archery. And he goes to Drona and tells him, Sir, you have promised me that you would make me the best archer in the world. Dronacharya said, yes. But here is an archer in the forest who excels me and he excels you also. Neither I nor you can beat him in archery. Then Dronacharya was surprised. When did I teach? I only, engaged by these people, and I am teaching only the Kauravas and the Pandavas. Then Arjuna takes him to Ekalavya. And then Ekalavya, Dronacharya asked him, from where you learnt your archery? Oh Guru, you taught me, I learnt from you only. Dronacharya was surprised, of course, but he saw the image and then he understood how he learnt. So if you have learned from me, if you consider me as your Guru, can you give me Guru Dakshina? Okay, parting gift to the Guru. In ancient days that was the practice. After learning after completing your education, you have to give Guru Dakshina to the Guru. Can you give me Guru Dakshina? You know the story. He asked for the thumb, and immediately he takes out the sword and chops off the thumb and then gives it to Dronacharya without batting an eyelid, without waiting for a second. And Ekalavya gives it to Dronacharya. So there the story ends. Did Drona really teach the Ekalavya? And what was the necessity for him actually to set up that image and learn? He could have learnt on his own. Ekalavya, so Dronacharya taught actually the Pandavas and the Kauravas among all the people that he had taught, both the Kauravas and the Pandavas he had taught without any partiality from his side. But of course Arjuna alone could learn so well, others also learnt little, but among all actually Arjuna was the best. You see, here actually Guru was not there in flesh and blood, only image of the Guru was there, but he learned better than the person who actually taught them in flesh and blood. The thing is, the tendency of the human mind is to judge. However great the teacher may be, Acharya may be, Guru may be, Once the Guru is present in front of us in flesh and blood, we won't surrender 100% absolutely. We judge the Guru. Some defects we see, some shortcomings in his character and personality also. That's why our Shraddha will be not that strong, that great. In case of Ekalavya, what happened? Because Guru was not present in front of him in flesh and blood, only the image, his surrender was absolute, complete surrender. No I, no trace of ego. What happens when you drop your little individuality or ego 100% completely? God takes possession of your being. You will have the highest degree of concentration. To the extent you empty yourself, your little self, I mean the little ego, okay? To that extent you will be filled up with God. And in Ekalavya's case that happened. He was taken possession by the Lord himself. That instrument which we call Ekalavya, that form became a perfect instrument in the hands of the divine, and he learnt everything from God himself. That's why, in our culture, we talk about Acharya and the teacher. Acharya, teacher is only a medium through which actually you attain the self-effacement, complete self-abnegation. Self-effacement, self-abnegation means lack of this limited little individuality, puni, aham or ego. Once that is dropped, you are God, you are none other than God. So all yoga, all these spiritual practices, they have one aim, to help the individual go beyond this little limited individuality. Once you drop this limited little individuality, the cosmic individuality, will find expression through you. Cosmic individuality is nothing but God. So in that happened in case of Ekalavya. So he could learn the best of the archery, though his Guru was not there in front of him in flesh and blood. So what is the secret of all learning, secret of all concentration is complete surrender to the divine. Guru is only a medium. You don't want to have the medium, it's also fine, but you have to surrender absolutely. But surrendering absolutely to something which is not visible to you, God, is not easy. That is the reason we will have a human Guru or a portrait or an image or an idol that you consider as God's form or Guru's form, and then you attain that complete self-abnegation. Hope you have understood. Okay? Thank you. Have a nice day.